Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jacqui. I think this is going to be the first video up on my channel, so thank you so much for being here. Today I've got a nice full body flow for you to work out those kinks in your spine and to help you move freer and breathe easier. So expect some core activation, some hip openers, and also some balances. This flow is going to be suitable for all levels, even if you're a beginner, and all you need is your mat. So let's get started. We're going to start today's flow standing. So let's take the right foot and cross it behind the left. Breathe in, reach the arms up to the sky and hold on to that right wrist. And then breathing out, bending over towards the left side. Breathing in, see if you can expand that right side body. And then breathing out, softening down. And breathing in, coming back to the center. Let's cross the left leg behind this time. Breathe in, reach the arms up to the sky, holding onto the left wrist, and breathing out, bending over towards the right. Taking a breath in to expand that left side body, and breathing out to soften down and fold over. And then releasing back up to the center. I'm going to turn to the side and we're going to do some body rolls. So starting with the arms up to the top, we're going to breathe out, soften through the knees, and bring the arms wide as you fold forward, leading from the chest, as if someone was pulling a piece of string from your heart. And then the head comes down last. Breathe in as you roll back up from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the spine. And when we reach the top, we reach the arms back up to the sky. 2 more times, breathing out, soften through the knees, leading with the heart, arms wide. And breathing in, rolling from the base of the spine all the way to the top, reaching the arms up when you reach the top. 1 more time, softening through the knees, breathing out, leading from your heart. And breathing in, rolling back up from the base of the spine all the way to the top, finishing with the arms up. And then we'll come the other way, starting from the fingertips. So curling the fingertips into the palms of the hands, rolling the wrists down, and then elbows, and then tuck the chin, and then let everything hang from the upper body, soften through the knees, and then we're rolling from the top of the spine to the base of the spine. And when we reach the bottom, we're going to scoop the arms up overhead, engage the core as you come through a flat back, and then come back all the way to the top. And 2 more times, fingers tuck in, and then wrists, elbows, head tucks down. Let everything hang as you roll from the top to the bottom of the spine. And then breathing in, scoop the belly in, reach the arms overhead, coming through your flat back, up to the top. 1 last time. Curl the fingers into the palms, and then the wrists come down, elbows, chin tucks, and then rolling from the top to the bottom. And breathing in, reach the arms overhead, scoop the belly, engage the core as you come through a flat back all the way to the top. And then just let everything hang loose, shake it out. And we'll come to step at the top of the mat. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. Breathing out, folding forward, softening down through the knees. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back, fingertips on the mat or on your shins. And then we're going to sit all the way down and reach the left leg in front. Right sole of the foot comes to the left thigh. Sit nice and tall on your sit bones. And then we're going to flex the left foot and engage that leg, pulling up the kneecaps. Breathe in, reach the arms up to the sky, sitting up nice and tall. And then breathing out, hinging forward from the hips, holding on to wherever you can. Maybe it's your shin, maybe it's your foot. And then folding over, taking 1 breath here. Keep engaging through that left leg in this active stretch. And then let's come back up. Bring the knees into your chest And we're going to do 3 spinal rolls. So make sure you've got enough room behind you on the mat. We're going to roll back 3 times. And then the last time, we're going to try and see if we can come to stand up into a chair pose without using our hands on the mat. So let's go. Hug the knees into the chest. Breathing in, rock back. And coming up. Number 2, breathing in, rock back. And last time, we're coming into chair pose, breathing in, rock back. And then with momentum, come all the way up to chair pose. Big toes touching. Bring your knees together. Really imagine that you're sitting in that invisible chair. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach the arms further away from your body and engage the core. And then breathing out, we're taking the right foot and we're stepping it back into a high lunge. And breathing in, reaching the arms up. Make sure that the left knees are over the left toes. Engaging through that right leg, pulling up the kneecaps. And then tucking slightly in the pelvis to engage the core and to lengthen the lower back. And then breathing out, hands come down to frame the left foot, step back into a downward facing dog. Holding here for 1 breath, gaze towards the navel. And then bending the knees down to the mat, untuck the toes, bring the chest and chin down to the mat, keep the elbows close to the body. Breathing in, coming forward into your baby cobra, pushing the tops of the feet into the mat. Breathe and roll the shoulders back, lift the head and the chest. Maybe see if you can float those fingertips off to make sure you're using your back muscles. And then breathing it out, coming back to downward facing dog. And holding here for 1 breath. Bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, soften through the knees, reach the arms back up to the sky. And breathing out, hands coming down to the heart center. And then we'll come to the other side. Breathing in, reaching the arms up to the sky. Breathing out, soften through the knees, fold forward. Breathing in, reach up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, we're sitting down, this time reaching the right leg in front, left sole of the foot comes into the right thigh. Sitting nice and tall in sit bones, flexing through that right foot and pulling up the kneecaps. Breathe in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hinging forward and reaching our hands to wherever they reach. And folding forward for 1 breath. And then coming back up, bring the knees into the chest, coming back into our 3 spinal rolls, the last one finishing in a chair pose, so you have another chance to try it out. So hug the knees into the chest, breathing in, rock back, and coming up. Number 2, rocking back. And last one with momentum, breathing in, rocking back, and then coming all the way up into chair pose, big toes touching, knees pushing together, sitting down in that invisible chair. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then let's float that left leg off and then shoot it back, high lunge. Breathing into come up to standing straight. Make sure the right knees are over the toes, sorry. And then tuck the pelvis slightly to lengthen that lower spine. And then breathing out, hands coming down to frame the right foot, stepping it back, downward facing dog. Taking 1 breath here. And then bending the knees down to the mat and untuck the toes. We'll take a few cat and cows here. So breathing in, arch the spine, looking forward, reach the tailbone high. Breathing out, rounding the spine, tucking chin and tailbone. Breathing in, coming forward, opening up the heart. And breathing out, rounding through the spine, tucking chin and tailbone. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Take your gaze to the top of your mat so that you can have one long line from the top of your head all the way down your shoulders, your back, and into your tailbone. We're going to extend the right foot behind us and then extend the left arm in front. So we've got one long line from fingertip to heel. Make sure you're engaging your core here and that your hip bones are pointing down to the mat. Breathe out, bring the knee and elbow to touch. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, knee and elbow touches. Breathe and extend. One more time. Breathe out, knee and elbow to touch. Breathe in, extend, and then lowering it back down, coming to the other side. Extend the left leg out behind. Right arm comes over top. Again, making sure that you're scooping in your belly and both hip bones are pointing down to the mat. Breathing out, knee and elbow touch. Breathing in, extend. Breathing out, knee and elbow touch. Breathing in, extend. One last time, breathing out, knee and elbow touch. Breathing in, extend one more time, and then lower it back down to the mat. And then let's take the right leg, shoot it out behind you on the mat, and then we're going to turn it so that the foot is parallel to the short side of the mat. And then keeping the left leg where it is, engaging through the core, we're turning sideways and lifting the right arm to the sky. So we're pushing down through that right foot and into the left arm, engaging the core to help us keep stable here. And maybe you take your gaze up to the right hand. And then if you're feeling good, maybe you want to float that right foot off the mat. Nice job. And then bring it back down. Hand and knee comes back down to the mat. Let's come to the other side. Shoot that left leg out behind and then turn it parallel to the short side of the mat. And then reaching the left arm up to the sky, engaging through the core, pushing down through the right hand and the left foot. And then maybe floating that left leg off the mat, using your core to help you stabilize. And then bring that foot back down, hand comes back down, knee comes down. Let's tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog. Holding for one breath here. And then bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, reaching the arms back up to the sky. And breathing out, hands coming down to your heart center. Let's just give everything a little bit of a shake out before we come into our final flow. So standing at the top of the mat, let's step the right foot back behind us into warrior two position. So foot parallel with the short side of the mat. Let's reach the arms to either side. Roll the shoulders back, engage the core, but make sure that your ribs are not splaying out, but they're nice and compact. The left knees are over the left toes, and we're pushing down to that right outside edge of the foot and engaging through that leg, pulling up the kneecaps. And then breathing out, let's bring that left elbow to the left knee. Right hand comes to the right hip. And then we're going to come into our half moon pose, extending that left arm to the top of the mat, and we want to try and shoot it away from us. So we're going to come to balance on that left leg. So pushing through the right foot, bring the left hand down to the mat, keep flexing through that right foot and shooting the energy down through the hip and out through the heel of that foot. And if you're feeling stable here, maybe you want to take your right arm up to the sky. And if you're still feeling like you want to challenge, maybe float that left hand off the mat and see if you can balance there. Nice job. And then let's step the right foot all the way back. Take it reverse warrior. Sweep the left arm back, a right hand comes to the right thigh. And breathing out, triangle pose. Straighten through that left leg, reach the left arm forward and the right hip back. And then hand comes down to the left hip or the left shin or to the mat. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Keep engaging through both legs. And then bring both hands down to frame the left foot. Step back into a high plank, engaging through the core. And then coming through a Chaturanga Dandasana, so knees either on the mat or off. And then coming down, Chaturanga Dandasana, keep your elbows close to the body, engaging through the core. And then pushing it up, upward facing dog. opening up the chest, pushing the tops of the feet into the mat. And then breathing out, downward facing dog. Holding here for one breath. And then bending through the knees, look to the top of the mat, step the feet in between the hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, reaching the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands coming down to your heart center. And we'll come to the other side. Let's step the left leg back this time to warrior two. So foot is parallel with the short side of the mat. Reach the arms out wide. Right knees are over the right toes. Stretch the arms away from you so they're reaching in opposite directions, engaging through the core. And then bring the left hand to the left hip, right elbow to the right knee, and then preparing for a half moon pose. Engaging through the legs and the core. Let's reach the right arm away from us, and then shift the weight back, and then push forward into that right foot. Keep the left foot flexed. Shoot that energy down through the hip and out through the heel of the foot. And if you're feeling good, maybe here is where you take your left arm up to the sky. And maybe even challenging yourself to reach that right hand off the mat, floating maybe just a centimeter or two. And then let's step that left foot back. Nice job. Reach it back. Reverse warrior. Sweep the right arm back. Left hand comes to left thigh. And then triangle pose. Breathing out. Extend the right arm forward. Straighten the right leg. Shift the left hips towards the back of the mat. Hand comes down to the shin or the mat. And then reaching the left arm up to the sky. Maybe bringing a micro bend in the front knee, but pulling up the kneecaps. And then breathing out, bring both hands down to frame the right foot. Step it back into a high plank. Coming down through Chaturanga Dandasana again, engaging through the core. So knees on or off the mat. And then calming down, elbows close to the body. And breathing in, upward facing dog. Opening up the chest. And breathing out, downward facing dog. And then staying here for just one breath. Let's bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step the feet in between the hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, reach the arms back up to the sky. And breathing out, hands come down to your heart center. Okay, one more active pose. Coming into one last chair pose. Let's bring big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Breathing in, sweep the arms up, sit down in your invisible chair, and look down and see if you can see your toes wiggling in front of your knees. And then we're going to come up onto our tippy toes, but we're not going to pop our way there. We want to come up with control, and we don't want to bounce up and down either. See if you can keep your hips on the same plane. So here we go, shifting the hips forward, and with control, coming up onto our tippy toes, keeping the hips level. And just notice how much more your thighs need to work in order to hold yourself there. And then lowering it back down with the same control. All right, two more times. Breathing in, coming up to tippy toes with control, keep engaging through the core, and then lowering it back down. One last time. Breathing in, coming up to tippy toes, and then bring it back down with control. I know it's burning. For me also it's burning. And then let's come to sit down and lay all the way onto the back, hugging the knees into the chest, maybe rocking from side to side. Good job. You've done a lot of hard work today. And then let's reach the legs up to the sky and give them a bit of a shake. And then let's bring the right ankle over the left thigh. Keep that right foot flexed and bring the knee up the side. Right hand comes in between the legs, left hand around the outside and holding on to the back of the thigh. Bend that left leg and then bring it towards your body. And maybe you want to use your right elbow to push that right knee away from you. And we'll just hold here for a couple of breaths. Keeping that right foot flexed. And then releasing it back up to the sky. And let's come to the other side. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, keeping that left foot flexed. Let's bring the left arm in between the legs, right arm around the outside, holding onto the back of the thigh. Bend that right leg and then pull the thigh closer to you, keeping that left foot flexed and maybe using the left elbow against the left knee to push it out to the side. So we're getting a nice hip stretch in here. And again, staying for a couple of breaths. And then releasing the legs back up to the sky. Give them another shake. And then let's bring both knees bent over towards the right side of the mat. Extend both arms out to the side. Maybe take your gaze over towards the left hand if you can. And make sure that both shoulders are still in contact with the mat here. And maybe you want to close down the eyes. We'll take just a couple of breaths here. Feeling that nice twist through the entire body. Just allow everything to relax down. And on the next breath in, let's bring the knees back into the center. Give yourself a nice hug here. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side. And then we'll take the legs over towards the left side. Knees together, arms in a T shape. Legs coming over towards the left side. Gaze towards the right hand if you can. Both shoulders still in contact with the mat. And maybe closing down the eyes. Again, feeling that nice twist through the entire body. And just allowing all the muscles to relax here. And taking one last breath here. Let's bring the knees back to the center of the body and give yourself one more big hug. Maybe rocking side to side, releasing out that tension in the lower spine. And then let's stretch the legs out for Savasana. Bring the feet to the outside edges of the mat. Arms fall to the other side. Micro tuck of the chin to lengthen the spine. And then close down the eyes. And just allow everything to relax down. Let's take one deep breath in through the nose. And side out through the mouth. One more time. Breathing in through the nose. And sighing it out through the mouth. And then just allow everything to relax. Noticing if you're holding on to tension anywhere. And just sending your breath to those areas. Sending the energy of your breath to the area and telling yourself you can release and let go. And then with every out breath, allowing that tension to flow out of your body. Allow your body to feel heavy against the earth beneath you. And allow that breath to flow through your entire body. And notice also if you're gripping onto any muscles in your face. And just allow yourself to let go in your jaw and your cheeks, your eyes, and the space in between your eyebrows. And then starting to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back to your body on your mat. Let's wiggle the fingers and the toes. Roll the ankles and the wrists. And then reach the arms above you. Take one more big stretch from your fingertips all the way down to your toes. And then let's roll over to your favorite side, making a pillow with your arms and coming into a ball shape, holding here just a moment, feeling the effects of our practice today. And then whenever you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, let's come back up to a seated position, just sitting with our legs crossed and bring our hands to our heart center. And just taking a moment to thank yourself for coming to your practice today and being grateful for your body being able to do yoga and do all these crazy things. Taking one last deep breath here. Let's slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me in practice today. I really hope you enjoyed it and you feel more open and more free. If you like that flow, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that I can keep giving you more flows. I want to post regularly more videos for you here. And I hope to see you on the mat very soon. And let me know also what you'd like to see next time in the comments below. Thanks and bye.